Okay. Windows. You go there, you go there. Contest is open. I forgot to mute my mic so everyone can hear me mumbling right now. Copy that link. Post it in Discord. Alert. Yeah, I'm live. Hello, 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 hello. It's Friday. It's not Friday. It's Saturday night. I feel all right. It's got a pretty chill day today. Pretty chill day today. I'm gonna be a little bit of faffing around with the printers, do a little bit of testing, do a little bit. We're gonna see if we can get the big guy printing somewhat reliably. And also, we're going to actually try ABS on it. We're going to try ABS on it. I have been preheating it. I have been preheating it for the past half hour. Fun fact, you have to have air circulation. If that fan is off, just having the tool head fans going bumps up the chamber temperature a good 5 degrees Celsius. It's surprising what having a little bit of a convection current does. I'm not wearing a parka. No, it's 18 Celsius in the garage right now. It's actually pretty nice out here. Good morning, evening, afternoon. Oh yeah, depends on where you are. Toasty. Yeah, it's actually pretty nice. It's been a pretty good day. It's chilly out and it's really windy, but the garage is pretty good. I got to hit up the home despot either tomorrow or Monday, and I got to pick up some wood. So I have to, I got to build a workbench for the other side of the garage so that I can put the CNCs on that. So I have room to set up a paint booth so I can start sanding and painting the Astromech droid. Hi, David. Can you print and chill in a warm garage? Well, to be fair, the garage is only warm because I have a heater going. Without the heater, the garage is a comfortable 2 degrees Celsius. Which the Prusa's have no problem with, but all my clipper printers air it out because it's always funny. Default clipper is like 10 degrees Celsius, it airs out. So as soon as it's fun coming out here to them all freaking out, going min temperature warning, and it's like, oh, I gotta fix that. Is wood any cheaper in Canada? Maybe. Most of it comes from here, so. -25 in Alberta. Jeez. Like outside right now, it is currently -3. Shapeoko USB issues below zeros. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it's... I'm a firm believer, if you design a CNC machine for the hobbyist level, it should be able to operate in sub-zero temperatures. If you're selling a 3D printer or anything that you think a hobbyist would be running in their garage, it should be able to handle sub-zero temperatures. Especially something like a Shapeoko or any sort of large format like, what are they called? Like Gantry, not Gantry style. What are those CNCs called? Low riders, like you know what kind of CNC, right? Not like a mill. What are they called? What are they called? Sub-Zero C or F? No, Sub-Zero Kelvin. This is a Kelvin household. We use Kelvin. MPCNC. Yeah, like any of those large, like that are designed for cutting like plywood and whatnot. If you're building something and selling a product that Obviously, it's going to go in somebody's garage. It needs to be able to handle sub-zero temperatures. I'm sorry. It needs to be able to. Oops. Keep dropping stuff. Flatbed CNC. Yeah. Like basically anything like that. Lasers. If you know your product's going to be running in a garage, it needs to be able to handle sub-zero. So, as it minus anything in Kelvin. Because you're not trying hard enough. CNC router, that's what it is. CNC router. That's the word. CNC breaking the laws of physics. Lisa, in this house, we obey the laws of thermodynamics. I'm putting more clips together so I can clip up the big printer a little bit better to get it a little bit less air leakage. Because we are going to be trying... see how it handles ABS. I haven't actually tried printing proper ABS on the big printer yet. So we're going to load it up with some ABS and we're going to give it a try. And then after that, when that's printing, we got to figure out what we need to print still for the stealth changer. Because I need to start actually printing the stuff for the printer for the stealth changer. And then we got to do a little research to figure out what 48 volt power supply I need to buy for it. So. What about CNC Kitchen? Does that work in Sub-Zero? Huh? CNC Kitchen does work in Sub-Zero. What? So yeah, Santa is watching to see who's naughty list and not smashing the like button. Yeah, everyone like the smash button while you're down there. Every stream we give away a spool of filament from Polymaker. Also, by the way, they have a big sale on right now, 35% off. Check out the link in the video description. It's affiliate link, doesn't cost you anything extra. Also, Gamer Subs has a sale on right now. So buy some Gamer Subs, use code Canuck, save some money. There's a sale too. So I think it's one of those buy more, save more. So like you buy a cup, you get a jug, that kind of sale. So check that out as well. So there you go. Plus, I have no affiliate link with Printed Solid, but David's here. So go check out Printed Solid. They might have some printing stuff solidly on sale right now as well too. Go check them out too. David's a good guy. Also, I don't know, go buy a Prusa. Use the affiliate link. I don't know. Shilling! Okay, that's enough of that. Let's actually get to work. LRS, well, we got to take out the old power supply, so we'll actually get the printer up on the shelf because we're going to be swapping to this LDO for the 24 volt and 5 volt. So I need to figure... I was talking with Jason. I really want them to come out with a 48 volt power supply in this form factor. Just 48 volt. Just 48 volt, because then you would just need 2 of these side by side and you'd be able to power everything. And the 2 of these is smaller than like an LRS 200. It's hilarious. Yeah, they're a little bit taller, but in terms of like XY dimension. Unfortunately, they cannot do anything that's like a 48, 24, 5 volt, because stepping down 24 volt to 5 volt is pretty easy, apparently. But trying to like step mains down to 48 volt and then step that down to 24, and then it gets really complicated, apparently. Or was that Big Tree Tech? I think it was Big Tree Tech I was talking to. So I was talking with Big Tree Tech. I'm like, can you guys just make a board that's just 48 volt? Like, we just feed it 48 volt. That way I only need to buy 1 power supply. And they were like, going from 48 to 24 to 12 to 5 and to 3 volt, because there's certain things on the logic that needs 3 volts and 5 volts. It gets really messy and it doesn't work that well. Like, it's one of those, it can be done, but it just does not make a lot of sense to do it that way. It just, yeah, get 2 separate power supplies kind of thing. Going from trying to drop 48 down to 3 volt while also be able to deliver 24 volts reliably for the hot end, it gets messy. So the coupon I won yesterday got 2 spools. Nice. Yeah, the Polymaker giveaway, I say it's a spool of filament. I think it's like a gift card for like, I don't know. Wolf Pup, how much the gift card? It's actually a gift card for like, usually depending if there's a sale on, you can sometimes get 2 or 3 spools of filament actually. So, you got a Voron 2.4 R2 350 for $350 Canadian on Facebook Marketplace. Do you have the printer in hand? You didn't get scammed. Wow, you have your name is straight out of like 2006 Call of Duty. Icon. Okay, Icon, I get it. It's on your floor. Is it built or is it a kit? Because honestly, $350, even if it was like a kit that somebody sucked at putting together and that's why they're selling it, they gave up on building it, that's a freaking good deal. $350 Canadian for a V2, a 350 V2, that ain't bad, man. Fucking run with that shit. Built, it was a FISEC kit with a spider. Yeah, so, you know, it being a FISEC kit, you might have to replace the electronics down the line, but other than that, that's a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good deal. Like, that's one of the things, I check Facebook Marketplace. Unfortunately, when I check Facebook Marketplace, all I see is somebody trying to hawk like an Ender 3, although lately it's like Bamboo A1s for like $500. And I'm like, bruh, it ain't worth that. It ain't worth that. My Facebook Marketplace for printers is like Garbo. I never get anything good. Okay, I need to load filament in this printer, so let's do that. The coupon, yeah. So if you win the spool of Polymaker filament, it's actually like a $35 US coupon. So you could get like one spool of really Gucci stuff, or wait till there's a sale on and stock up. So, okay, let's load some filament in this printer. I think I have some CFPET G. I think I unloaded it. Unfortunately, I still need to figure out how I'm going to do the camera over here, but the plan is, if you are a channel member or Patreon supporter, either Sunday or Monday, we're doing a member stream. And I might be Monday, because the plan is we need to build a shelf. So here, I'll show you. This is, I can't see chat right now, by the way. This is one of the downsides of the current setup. I can't see chat when I'm on this side of the garage. So this is the printer. I have some like random shelving. The plan is I need to build like a 6-foot workbench along the back here, so that I can have the mini mill on it, the Carvera. I need to put my air compressor under it and some other stuff under it, like move the air conditioner under here because I don't need it this time of the year. So I want to put that stuff there. And then the bench that I have here is just like it's like an old shitty workbench. I'm going to put it right here where you can kind of see my really not good location where I'm going to put a, I need to set up a paint booth and something for sanding. So I need to get a box fan and build like a little exhaust box and everything to trap the particulate. In the summer, I have the advantage of, since this is my garage door, I can just open the garage door and vent it outside. But in the winter, I don't really have that option. So I got to build like a box to trap everything. So it is what it is. I did it last winter. I made a kind of half-assed solution. And it kind of worked, but I still got stuff all over the garage, and it obviously was a mess. Oh. That fell out. That is one of the shear pin thingies. Uh-oh, how can I fix this? Can I easily pop that back in? Uh-oh, come on. Okay, I'm gonna have to loosen these belts. Shoot, I gotta loosen those belts. One, of course, it doesn't help. I've been preheating this, so it's 100. You know, the bed's 100 degrees. Shoot, 1 second. That popped out. Maybe that's why I've been having those weird VFD type issues, or the suggestion don't put the sanding booth by the paint booth. I'm going to do both in the same spot. How about them apples? I'm going to print a grate so everything falls through. You'll see. You'll see. Okay, I got to tighten this belt, or loosen this belt, because I got to fix this stupid thing that fell out. Which one is it? It is this lower one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's loose. Hopefully. Oh. I'm just wondering why this popped out. I'm not happy about that. I'll pop that back in. Ah, there we go. Okay, that's back in. Okay, so what is it, 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Over there. Oh, no, I gotta tighten this up a little bit more. Ooh, something. I think we have an expansion issue. You know how we were having issues in the Y? The printer is expanding under the heat. Let's go back over to the other thing. I think I figured out what the Y issue is. I figured out what the Y issue is. So this is the x-axis. So this is, if this is the printer, okay? If this is the printer, X is this way, Y is this way, okay? So you can see here the surface finish on the X is good, but on the Y, we're getting this rippling. My X gantry is expanding. I knew about that issue, but it hasn't popped up because I haven't had the printer enclosed. And now I have the printer enclosed. So now I have that issue. So how do we fix this? How do we fix this? What I can do for now, I can heat the printer up. We got the printer's been toasty. The printer's been toasty. I don't know why it's still saying 105. I thought it shuts off after half an hour. Maybe it's an hour. How they address this with the Phoenix? A few different ways. It's still, the problem is the Phoenix is a completely different motion system. The Phoenix is a 30 millimeter extrusion, CNC parts, and it's like its own thing. It's not quite like the Venture XL. The Venture XL is just a big V2. So we need to figure out now some way to add some sort of expansion joint. How am I going to do that? How am I going to add an expansion joint to this? How am I going to add an expansion joint to this? I could slot it. Loosen the screws. I could loosen the screws, but that's probably going to affect the... that's going to affect the... Let's take a look here. Yeah, because moving it front to back, I can feel it like fighting me. Like, can you, I don't know, here. Can you hear this? Yeah, can you hear that? Yeah, that don't sound healthy. Okay. So how do we do this? How do we add an expansion to this? Because that is now the problem. How do we add an expansion to this? Let's think. Let's think. That is a problem. Because you need to either mounting to the rails aren't going to work. What I could do is just loosen everything right now and then tighten it at heat. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I could just retighten everything with it being hot and then just have to run the printer hot all the time, which to be fair, this printer is only ever going to run enclosed. Carbon fiber gantry, carbon fiber expands, doesn't it? I'm pretty sure carbon fiber actually does expand. Yeah, I'm gonna have to crack these. We're gonna have to reconfigure this. Shoot, where'd I put that Allen key that I just had? Where'd I put that? Oh, over here. That's a little annoying. I knew this was going to be an issue, and then I completely forgot about it. Like, I knew this was going to crop up. Like, if you remember during the build, like, I was talking about this was going to be a thing, and then I completely forgot about it. And now here we are, and the issue has finally cropped up. So let me see what's going on in chat, because unfortunately I can't see what chat's doing over there. Gantry racked while warm. It's not racked. The gantry expanded in the X and it's pushing on the X rods. So I do have the springs back in on the XY joints or the Z joints. So I do have the springs reinstalled in here. So there is a little bit of a play there. But let's see if I crack these ones. I'm trying not to let the heat out. So if I crack these, okay, let that crack. Crack that guy. I think it's just one on the bottom. Oh, wow. I physically saw the extrusion move in. Like, I physically saw the extrusion move. That's not good. That was a lot of expansion. Fun fact, the frame grows 0.4 millimeters. From hot to cold, the frame grows 0.4 millimeters. According to the indicator we put on top of it. Okay. So that's... There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that definitely is an issue. That is definitely going to be an issue now. So now this printer can only pretty much run hot. So I'm going to talk to some other people who have this printer and see if they've thought of anything that might help. Was this kind of conundrum? Because even the panels are buckling. This panel, the panels are warping. These bottom panels are kind of warping a bit. Yeah, this panel is warping, so there's a hole in there. Okay, that's not good. I gotta get this filament out. 1 second. There we go. So we will undo you. So this is, we're taking out the CF PET G and we're loading it with some good old fashioned Polylite ABS. Why Polylite ABS? Because I have a whole spool of it and I might as well use it. Here's my nippers. Also, here's something for you to mull over. When I say Bowden tubes are a consumable, I don't know if you could see that. it's like eating right through that Bowden tube. Okay, let's load some filament through this. Get some filament in the printer. Let me heat up that hot end. Extruder, 245, enter, there we go. Yeah, maybe that's why I was having those issues, because it was fine on the X, but on the Y, you know what? That's exactly what it is. It's the stupid gantry binding. Which means I should probably run an input shaper. I'm gonna rerun the input shaper to see if it's any cleaner right now than before. Yeah, I'm gonna rerun the input shaper and see if that improves anything. That is surprising. Grant had a story about exact. Yeah, Bowden tubes are consumable. Bowden tubes are consumable. The fact that when I cracked those screws on the XY joint and I physically saw the Y extrusion go inward ever so slightly, that is brimming with confidence. Brimming with confidence. Titanium backers? Titanium backers won't do anything here. Titanium backers prevent it from bowing during expansion. It doesn't prevent expansion. Extrude. Let's see. 25 millimeters, 5 millimeters a second. Extrude. There you go. There we go. So we got ABS loaded in this beautiful machine now. Hot. Yeah, that is definitely an issue. That is definitely an issue now. How's belts seem okay? Okay, let's run the input shaper. Let's see what input shaper looks like now. That is like, I knew it expanded, but considering the chamber is only getting to like the mid, like it's not getting to 50. The chamber is only getting to like, it's 37 right now. Like it's not getting that hot in there. Like I didn't think it would be that big of an issue. But apparently it is. Apparently it is. I'm listening. I'm hearing the printer move and it sounds better now. Well, that's a data point. That's a data point. So now I got to figure out. Let me actually throw it at somebody in the Voron Discord. Who is it? I think it's Esoterical has it. Oh yeah. There we go. Yeah, that is a little on the toasty side. Okay, so we'll do a quick little QGL. What if the input shaper looks like a Mobius loop? Then it does, I guess. So, went and saw Avatar today with the wifey. First movie we've gotten to see in like, I don't know, since whenever Deadpool and Wolverine came out. It's 3.5 hours long and it felt like it needed to be longer. It ended like a Japanese anime where it just kind of ends. And it's like, no! I need closure! What happened to these following characters? But if you like the other two Avatar movies, you'll like this one. Put it that way. I liked it. I liked it. It was a visual feast. So it was good. Yeah, it was good. Not like movie of the year good by any means, but it was a very entertaining movie, which is what movies are supposed to be, entertaining. So. Okay. So we're at temperature. Let's rerun axis input shaper calibration, see what we get. Should I see it in 3D? So if I saw it in 3D, and part of me kind of regrets seeing it in 3D. The problem is if you go see it in 3D on like a proper quality cinema screen, it's probably really good. And even seeing it in, the problem is I saw it on like 3D on like the smaller screen in the cinema, like local cinema. It was one of the smaller screens, so it didn't have like the big fancy new projector. It was just a normal movie in 3D, none of that high frame rate thing. The problem with 3D is it makes the movie darker. So if you have like the advantage, if you have the ability to see it in like IMAX 3D or any of like the higher end 3Ds, go see it in that. But if you're just going to see it at like a local cinema on a matinee, like I did, probably see it without 3D. Otherwise the movie might be a little too dark. That's what I noticed. I'm lucky I don't need to wear my glasses. Or correction, I wore my glasses, or I didn't wear my glasses. I wore the 3D glasses. I left these in the car. And I also noticed it was a little bit blurry, but that was because I didn't have my actual glasses on. It was, the movie screen's far enough away where I probably should have worn glasses. So. Avatar speedrunning, Avatar The Last Bender for each element. Yeah. Well, this one technically air and fire. So, it'd be educational, thought-provoking, controversial, and that. Quaritch got himself a bad bitch, and he totally went native. Good for him. He got some local tail and ran off into the woods. It was hilarious. It's like, now you know what Jake did. Now you understand why Jake did it. But no, I liked it. I liked it. Thoroughly entertaining. It's an entertaining movie. Is it like movie of the year? Heck no, but entertaining movie. So. Alien Smurf Dances with Wolves. And Dances with Wolves is a retelling of like... Go read like, what is it? No, the Odyssey. I saw the trailer for the Odyssey. They played that before the movie. Although they played it before the movie with all the lights on and everything, so I couldn't see it, which like thoroughly disappointed me. But otherwise, yeah. The Odyssey, Beowulf. You would be surprised how many story points are reused over the years. Like, visual effects. Oh, dude, visual effects are amazing. Halfway through the movie, I'm like, wait a minute, nothing I'm seeing on screen is real. Like, halfway through the movie, I'm like, wait a minute, nothing I am seeing is actually real. It's all CG. It's like, holy shit. It looks like the water effects and like everything, like even just the people, the Na'vi. It's like, damn, it is good. There are only like 7 storylines. I know. Although I'm super excited for the season finale of Pluribus. Although I'm not excited to wait freaking a year and a half for the next season. So. Story of Moses. Yeah, there's a lot of flood stories in this. About what was it, 10,000 years ago, during like when the last ice age ended, a lot of ice dams failed. I know that happened in North America, so we have like the Great Lakes. Basically, like around the time we figured out farming, there was a bunch of floods, and it kind of like, yeah, everyone has a flood story in their mythos. It's kind of like, it's the origin story for a lot of legends. Avatar is not real. Wait, which Avatar? The Last Airbender? Printer doing printer things. Didn't finish that. Pluribus? Pluribus, the episodes are only about 40 minutes. They're like 40, 45 minutes. Although I don't know if the first 2 episodes are an hour, and then every episode after is like 45 minutes. Although episode 8 was so good. It is, I'm loving how slow it is in terms of like, it's not edited like some ADD tweaker kid making a TikTok short, and I love it. So, waiting on this to go. So what are we gonna print? What are we gonna print? Should I just go for the good old fashioned Voron cube? Add primitive, handy model, Voron cube. We'll do 200%. This is like our tried and true test print. ABS, ASA, VXL, ABS. There we go. 250, 255. Yeah, you know what? We'll do 255 max volumetric, 40. I'm playing cautious on the max volumetric. Cooling, 5 to 20%. Okay, there. Save. Okay. Strength. 2 walls, 4 top, 3 bottom. And what's our infill? 15. 200%. No, I want to do something relatively with flat walls to see how it's handling the artifacting issue. I mean, it's only an hour. No, turn the brim off. No brim. There we go. Yeah, it's only an hour print. But I want to print something that's like realistic. That's the thing. Like, I don't like doing like, I have a thing against like test prints because they're not real world prints, right? It's like, I don't like judging printers by test prints. I like judging printers by using them to print stuff that I really use and basing it off of that. It's like when you, a good analogy is buying a video card and only testing it with 3D Mark. And just going off of just the 3D Mark results when you compare it. It's like, no, 3D Mark, it's a synthetic test, right? Synthetic tests are not real world. Okay, so the Y is, or this is X-axis. So X-axis, MZV 80.4. What do we have right now? Beacon, what am I doing? I'll go back up. Oh. Printer eyes. So MZV 80.4. Okay, so it's a little better. 80.4. And then what do we got for Y? Oh wait, that's X. Y. Y is a lot cleaner. MZV 35.6. Yeah. Yeah, that is a lot cleaner. Y. MZV 35.6. Just to compare it, this was yesterday's Y. So this was before cracking the gantry, and this is after. So just to compare, just to give you an idea how bad it was, this is this was the gantry expanded and binding, and this is it now. Oh, Lauren Robbins gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it. So yeah, it's definitely happier like that. Okay, upload and print. Let's print something. Let's print. Print, upload and print. So here's the thing, as long as I print hot, as long as I heat soak the printer, we're kind of okay. But it's kind of it's like, okay, what if I want to print something big in a PLA? This is going to be the problem going forward. Now, to be fair, I can't remember how warm it was in the garage last time I played with it. Because right now, like, it's been getting down to -2. If I turn this heater off, it gets down to like almost freezing in the garage at night. So at least it's not a benchy. Yeah, we're printing a calibration cube. So let me move this camera here so you guys can kind of see what we're doing a little bit better. There we go. Good enough. Does that work? Yeah, you can kind of see what's going on. And I can kind of see what's going on. There we go. Well, I'd be printing this machine. The plan on this machine is hopefully print mostly PETG and ABS. Now, especially now that I have it enclosed. It should be able to do ABS. That's one of the reasons I want to do ABS on it tonight. I want to do a test print, see how it prints, and then I want to print something big in ABS and see how it handles a big ABS print. Something kind of tall, so that we can kind of see how it handles the whole print volume in ABS. Because I'm going to be bugging Big Tree Tech soon for some panda breasts to see if I can put those in there. Although I got to figure out the binding issue first, because that's kind of a problem we need to sort out. So put a couple of these on. So that's something I gotta figure out, unfortunately. Oh wait, I gotta put little things on that. I'll do that later. Okay. So that is that. What is the next thing we got to do? Try insulating the frame extrusions that run the X direction and close to the chamber temp. Try insulating the frame extrusions that run the X. The whole printer is insulated. I have a blanket over it too. Like the whole printer expands 0.4 millimeters. Like I have a dial indicator on top of the printer right now. Like what are we at right now? Yeah. So like, just to put in perspective, yesterday we tested this. We actually tested it. Oop, don't do that. Don't want to leak family pictures. So I put a dial indicator on top of the printer. Okay. So this is the shelf behind the printer. So obviously this is not a perfect controlled environment at all. Okay. Not a controlled environment at all, but it rotates this way. So this is like just after we started, like this is 5-10 minutes in, it's already grown like half a thou. And this is after when the temperature stabilized. That's 17 thou of growth, a little over 17 thou of growth. So 17 thousandths of an inch, that's a 0.45 millimeters. So 0.4 mil, 0.4, 0.5 mil. That's the frame. That's the frame growing in the Z. The X gantry is inside the chamber and it is right above the bed, or at least it's closer to the heat. So that's probably growing even more. So that's growing and pushing on the Y and pushing it out. So that's the problem. So that's the problem we're running into, is that. What are we doing right now? Oh yeah. I have it set for like a 5, or I can't remember how long is the heat soak right now. I think the heat soak is set for like 10 minutes. I gotta check. Where's my macros? That's 2 seconds. 600 seconds. So what is the 600 seconds? That's 10 minutes? Yeah, that's what, 10 minutes? Yeah, 10 minutes. So I have it set right now that no matter what I'm doing, it's a 10-minute heat soak minimum. So if I know I'm going to be printing a big ABS thing, I probably got to heat it up more. So let's try here. Looking for a Toro tube for a Rat Rig V-Core 500. Found some for 300, but I don't know what a Toro tube is. And you might have better luck asking in like the Rat Rig Discord if you're looking for Rat Rig stuff. I built a Rat Rig. I have a Rat Rig, but it's been a while. So, yeah. How do you remember to hobby your hobby and not work your hobby? I maybe said I was on the Lulzbot Psychics, which I'm running out of steam. Take a break, Kilroy. You're doing it on your own time for fun. Take a break. Nothing wrong with taking a little break. Go get some inspiration and come back. Titanium Gantry, Tor might be a brand. I have no clue then. I have no clue. I live in Canada, so like I don't see a lot of stuff on the American sites. I don't even bother looking half the time because shipping up here is stupid. So I don't even look at half that stuff. Plus, again, I built a rat rig a couple years ago, a VCore 3. It's been a while. So I haven't looked into rat rig stuff in a while, so I have no idea. Rat rig Discord might be your best bet. Okay, so now we got to figure out what I need to print for the stealth changer. Okay, so now we need to figure out what parts we need to print for the stealth changer. I've got a question. Hello, I'm trying to get together a bomb for building a 6-headed stealth changer 2.4. What are your suggestions to get or generate a bomb for this project? I don't know, buy an LDO kit. That comes with all your hardware, and then figure out what you're printing. The problem with stealth changer is there is no universal stealth changer. There is no ISO standard stealth changer as far as I'm aware. They're all kind of kit bashed of different extruders, different hot ends, different tool heads on different frames with different mounts. The hardware list is pretty similar. So if you buy like a Voron or an LDO Voron stealth changer kit, that should be all the hardware you need. But when it comes to like what you need to print, I'm building a stealth changer right now, and that's what we're figuring out tonight because I've been printing parts of it. Like I got the tool heads built, so I got all our tool heads. So now we got to figure out what else we need to print for it. So that's what we're actually going to do right now. We're going to do some stealth changer stuff. So the CF Pet G sticks a little too good to the cryo grip. I think we're going to be going back to the stock core 1 bed, so I don't ruin another sheet. Works best with Prucement. Prusa core 1. There we go. That'll work. Don't ruin that bed. Okay. Physec shuttle comes with all the hardware you need, backplates and such, wiring and building the tool heads is an exercise left to the reader. Yeah, the LDO kit came with a CNC'd mount plate that we got to put on the printer at some point. So it's a nice little kit. How's this coming? That's good. Fingerprints on the bed. It's fine. I find textured PI isn't as picky when it comes to fingerprints. Are we still heating? We're still heating. Oh, we still got a minute. 1 minute left. Printer where you can print the frame in one piece with the Venture XL. Nah, that'd be dumb. Printing printers is dumb. I know it's kind of cool to see a printer that's fully printed on a printer, and it's one of those cool little fun things that you see at a trade show. But let's be honest, they're nowhere near as good as any printer made with, you know, freaking aluminum extrusions. There's a reason aluminum extrusions are, they're cheap, they're easy, they're better in every way than printed part. It's one of those things like, oh yeah, it's a fun little thought exercise type thing or fun little thing to show off at a trade show. But fully 3D printed printers, they're fun little things to build. I have one. I've got a couple. I've got a Rook. I've got the Delta Flyer. Those are mostly 3D printed, except for the motion system or a couple extrusions here and there. But they're fun little toy pieces. They're not workhorses. Okay, we need to figure out what we need to build here. Okay, solid titanium printer expansion. The thing with expansion is, you know how much a titanium X extrusion would cost? A fully titanium X extrusion for Venture XL would cost? Because they don't make them, so you'd have to get a custom made. Okay. Oh, okay, printer's printing. I need to make sure this first layer goes down good. I'm a little concerned. So we'll watch that. And then we got to figure out what I need to print for the stealth changer. YOLO. Stone Wolf. Stone Wolf is cool, and I would love to build one, but I don't know what's going on with it. Are they available yet? Would glass filled or ASC be better? Atypical logic, I'm going to be that guy. It wouldn't matter. It's a V0. The parts are so small, you are not going to see any performance difference between regular ABS and CF ABS or carbon fiber ABS or glass filled ABS. The parts are so small, there's not enough there to get any rigidity bonus from. So use whatever you feel like using. Like it's a V0. It's so small, you're not gonna see much of a. You're gonna see like margin of error differences maybe. Okay, so I think now it's heating up the hot end. Yeah, it's heating up the hot end. Good there. Here's an idea. Let's put insulation around the Y extrusion, then run some water cool. No, we're not water cooling 3D printer frames. What about screws loosening, backing out? Again, won't be any difference. The issue with creep is on plastics like nylon and PETG, where they get a little soft under heating and they creep. ABS really doesn't have that same kind of issue, so you're not going to see it with if ABS by itself is fine, adding carbon fiber or glass fiber, it makes it slightly stiffer in the XY and weaker in the Z, and it gives you a surface finish some like. So that won't change how screws sit in it. So Stone Wolf doesn't like you could do index on it. Probably not. The Stone Wolf is not a printer I'd put index on. You want to print. Index really wants a motion system where the tool head you move in the XY. You want, it needs to be a motion system where the tool head moves like this, not just like this and like this. Okay, so any sort of Core XY works for index, right? A V2, a Trident, a VZBot, a VCore, a Sovol, SV08, any sort of motion system where the tool head moves this way in the X and the Y. If it only moves in the X, how is it going to go forward to grab that tool head? Now you need to have a whole servo-driven XY docking mechanism. So you're adding a lot of complexity to something versus like, oh, I just have it come forward and grab it. So any sort of Cartesian-ish style printer, like any bed flinger, will not work well with. That's my first layer. I got a bit of a booger, but we're good. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, first layer's good. Ah, I can't get that booger out. Well, that booger's living in there. Oh well. Printer's printingly. No skirt? No. It has a skirt. There is a skirt. It fell off in the skirt and then it got picked back up. So, oh well. Build Mahai designs extremely complex and overcomplicated tool changer. The thing is, for a tool changer to be successful, it can't be complicated, because it can't be. On one end, you have single nozzle multi-material. It's shit simple. It's relatively simple. Single tool head, single extruder. All you need is a system to basically automate the loading and unloading of filament, right? AMS, MMU, whatever the other company's clones of the AMS are, a box turtle, and Range Rabbit Carrot Feeder. There's tons of systems. You can hook it up to pretty much any printer, okay? So single nozzle multi-material is shit simple. Tool changers are better in every way, other than the fact they're more complex and they cost more. Other than the fact that they are more complex and they cost more, they are better in every way than single nozzle multi-material, okay? They are faster, they are more capable, they are more efficient, they allow you to do things you can't do, you don't have cross-contamination issues, they are better in every way. Now you could be a Bamboo and come out with the Vortex system, which is slow and has all the downsides of an AMS system and is expensive and complex like a tool changer. So it's not as good as either of them. So it's dead on arrival. Don't get the H2C. It's DOA. Anyways, so the problem is with tool changers, you can't make them too complex. Because if you make them too complex that they're unreliable, or there's just so much going on that the price gets insane, then you start getting into the realm of like, well, now there's cheaper tool changers. Snapmaker U1. So while it is cool to design something really overcomplicated, it's kind of like you're designing yourself into a corner with inefficiencies, right? Look how simple the index is, for example, right? Everything's on the tool head. The tools themselves are completely inert, no electronics, no heaters, no PCB. Like, it's just an inert piece of metal. It just comes in, you run your extruder for a second, which cams over the gear, which locks it. It comes out, induction heated, and RF temp read. It's all in the tool head. It's shit simple. So like, yeah, not all Cartesian printers are bed flying. I know, terminology in 3D printers is wacko. Hey Steve. Okay, now I gotta figure out, this is printing now. So we're good there. So it is printing. By the way, Steve, fun fact, the gantry, we figured out why, where'd I put that part? I better not have, where'd I put that part? We figured out why I was getting binding issues on, or why we were having bad print quality on the Y-axis on the Venture XL. Seriously, how did I lose that part? Where did I put it? Seriously. How do I lose an entire droid foot? Oh, here it is. So, hey Steve, can you guess what's causing this defect? Can you guess what's causing this defect? Right there? Can you guess what's causing that defect, Steve? On the Venture XL? I'll give you a hint. It only showed up once I enclosed the printer. One guess, and I think I know. Yeah, the X Gantry expanded. So what I've done is I heat soaked the printer for about an hour, and I cracked the gantry loose and I retightened it. So now we're good as long as I run the printer hot. We are in, it's tuned for hot. So the problem is, I don't know how exactly we fixed it on the Phoenix. The problem is this isn't a Phoenix. So I can't just like, I can't do what I did for the Bowden inlet here and just copy the Phoenix one and steal the Phoenix part. I can't do that. So I got to figure out something. So right now I just redid everything with it hot. So Ender 5 is Cartesian. Yeah, Cartesian is like a stupid term in 3D printing. Usually when somebody refers to a printer as a Cartesian, they mean a bed flinger, but it's like, technically Cartesian is just a grid. This is Cartesian. This mat is Cartesian, right? But it's like basically one motor moves one axis only. What will cooling down do to the printer? It'll make it shrink. The printer already expands 0.4 millimeters in the Z on heat. Yeah, dedicated. Yeah, if Cartesian means dedicated X and Y. So for an index, you want a printer where the tool head moves in the X and Y, not like the Y and Z. So if as long as the tool head moves in the X and Y, index is pretty easy because you just have it come to the front. Okay, you might lose some print volume, but theoretically any printer that moves in the X and Y, you can easily add an index to it. Okay, it's when you know you're trying to put it on a Mark IV where it only moves this way. Well, how are you going to get it to come and grab the new tools? You would need some sort of like servo driven mechanism, and it gets really complicated. And at that point, it's like, why try to design something complicated when you can just go to a motion system that is natively supported, kind of thing. So some sort of tension spring. One of their earliest test beds with a Mark IV. For index? How are they doing the tools? Because I didn't see an index when I was there. Like they had Vorons and rat rigs. Unless they put the tools on the bed. If they had the tools on the bed, like on the front of the bed, that could work, I guess. Or you had one on each side and like, how would you do that? How would you do that? How's this print coming along? That's info for all off, and yes, they need to be attached to the bed. Yeah, okay, yeah, if it was attached to the bed. So yeah, I mean, you can do it, but it's far from an elegant solution, put it that way. Okay, so hopefully we don't have binding issues. Zoom in. Okay, info from Aloft. Okay, yeah, because when I was there, they only had like the Vorons, and they had a rat rig that they were doing the testing on. I didn't see an Ender. Or correction, I saw Prusas, but none had index stuff on it. So yeah, well, yeah, that was back in April, I want to say. When did I go to Sweden? Was it April or May? I can't remember. It was early in the year. Okay. Let's keep getting distracted from this. We need to figure out what I need to print for the stealth changer. Modular docks. Base A4T. Okay. So God. Modular dock. Which ones do I need again? So the tool heads that tell me? Yeah, the tool heads. Okay. A4T. View on GitHub. Oh my God. No, that's that. But where? Oh, that's right. They don't have the freaking docs on here. They don't have a link to the GitHub on it. It is so annoying that they don't have links to the GitHub on this page. It's stealth changer for GitHub. Like that's one of the, like, I think Steve, we talked about it, how like the stealth changer, it's like part of it's over here, part of it's over here. Oh, some of it's over here. Oh, there's some of it. It's like all over the place with documentation. It's like, oh, you want to use, okay, you want to build a stealth changer. Okay, you need the docks. Well, where are the docks at? Well, the docks are the TV's currently allow for mounting the while currently options. You can view it here, draft shift modular or Venturi tap, like it's the draft shift modular. Okay, they made a huge push recently cleaning up. Yeah, they got a web page. The problem is the web page is now its own thing. So it's like the web page is here, but the files are in this GitHub, and then also this GitHub, and then also this GitHub, and nothing is linked. So it's like, oh, hey, I need to build the dock, but it's like, okay, well, the toolhead tells me I need the short dock, but not the stubby dock. Okay, so I go to docks. Okay, so there's docks, STLs, A4T. Okay, back and base. But it just says base. I'm hoping it's the right base because it doesn't say base here. It says dock. See what I mean? It's just kind of like a little bit of everything is everywhere. And it's kind of like, and then stubby dock. No. Okay, so I don't need the stubby. So modular dock. the frame. 2020. The view in GitHub. Which link? Well, this just brings you to the A4T page. This just brings you to the A4T page. But if you're looking at the doc stuff, it's like, oh, I need the base. Well, it just brings you here, and there's no links for anything here. Right? And I think it's the docs are the most complicated part, I think. Because the toolheads are easy. So I download these two files. And then, so top bottom, use with top mounting the frame. So is, because I want to mount it in the frame. Okay. Like I want to mount these here. Let me actually grab the printer. Okay, let's actually grab the printer. Because the plan is I'm trying to build this entire system within the printer that I already have. I don't want to use a top hat. So, grab this. Still got to build that Cocoa Press Gen 2. Still got to build that. Okay. There we go. Okay. So this is Tallboy. So the plan is I want to have these just kind of like in the frame. Okay. Wherever they end up being, I don't care about Zed. I don't. Wherever these end up being is where they'll live. And we'll just have 4 across the front. And that's just how it going to be. Because I have enough hardware for 4. I might be able to fit a 5th in the future, but for now we're just going to go with 4. So I need to cut an extrusion, I believe, for these all to sit on here. They need more pictures. They need more pictures. You're not using, I am using the LDO kit, but I can't use a top hat. I can't use a top hat because this printer won't fit on my shelf if I use a top hat. So I have the LDO frame kit for the top hat right over there. But also this is an oddball size frame. This is a 330 frame. So I have to cut extrusions either way. So the LDO kit was mostly for the stuff for the tool heads, but they did send me the box with all the extrusions for a 350, but this machine's a 330. Or 320 or whatever it is. It was originally a 300 by 300 by 400 V1. So, oh wow, look at all these free bearings and screws. Nice. But yeah, like I got the frame kit here. And all the extra panels. Oh, double-sided foam. That would have come in handy a little while ago. So not using a door. No. I mean, if I can figure out how to make a door, maybe. But yeah, I'm gonna have to like cut extrusions to fit in here. So that's kind of the plan. So which ones do I need? I really don't like the documentation for this project. Custom front antlers. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Don't worry. Or I might put it in the front. I don't know. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. But I'm just trying to figure out the frickin' documentation and what I actually need to print. Like, I want a picture of the whole flippin' thing. Yeah, see how this setup is? Frick, show me a full fucking picture of the whole thing. Oh, I know. Tool heads, calibration. Yeah, I know I need to print a bunch of these. Stabilizers. Yeah, like I could do this where I have two separate panels now. Like I might do it this way. But I might have to shift this down. Yeah, I might have to go with, I might go with the tall ones just so, just how tall are the tall ones? Because I need enough room to clear. So we might have to. We'll see. We'll see what I gotta do. What? Base A4T. Yeah, there's the A4T. So build that, build that. That's it. Okay, base. Frame standard. Yeah, might just do the standard frame then, I guess. Standard crossbar. I'm aware about the umbilicals. I am aware about the umbilicals. That's why it's probably going to end up living like about here. Because the problem is, so here's why. I'm not doing a top hat because I don't have room. I want this printer to still fit on my shelf. So I literally have like 2 inches of clearance above the printer. That's it. I'm probably going to do like a 3D printed top hat just to get an extra couple inches for the umbilicals. But like, I can't just like build this normally and then just put the top hat on top. I don't have the room for that. I want this printer to still be fully enclosed because I don't care about the Z. I don't care about Max Z. I don't care. I have enough tall printers. So wherever I end up for Max Z is where this ends up. That's how it's working. And we're only doing 4 tool heads. So the plan is basically wherever it ends up living is wherever it ends up living. So. I just really wish they had example. This is what was part of that. Like it's kind of overwhelming. They just have everything thrown out on the floor without like any real like, oh, hey, do you want to build a stealth changer and a stock Voron? Like click, click, click your options. These are the parts you print. These are the guides you follow. Like none of that exists really. So you're kind of like also show me a picture. Like if you're selling something, show me a picture of it. I don't think there's a single full picture of a stealth changer on this website. Like, show me a picture of the entire assembly. What, so I can have like a visual, I'm a very visual, I need to see it kind of thing. Yeah, the door buffer moves the mounting point of the modular forward. Yeah, so I got to do the door buffer. So I got to print a door buffer. They don't have standards. It's not a Voron project. It's like 5 different projects. It's one, all the tool heads are their own thing. The docks are their own thing. The only thing that is actually stealth changer is like the dock undock mechanism. It's a bunch of separate individual projects under the banner of stealth changer. And that's kind of the whole thing. Have I talked to Hedgehog? I have, but the thing is, his is a completely different setup than mine. Because I think for the top hat, let's see, the top hat, it wants, I'm assuming if these short extrusions are to be believed, that if this is how much top hat you need for a 350, that means these are going to be mounted like here. So these are going to be mounted like here. So we're not going to have a lot of Z on this machine. So. And then we got to build this whole thing in the back for wires and mounts and everything. Well, the thing is with the LDO kits are just hardware. The LDO kits are hardware for those, like, sometimes LDO worked, and I'm pretty sure LDO did work with some of the Stealth Changer folks for this kit. The thing is, though, the LDO kits are just hardware kits. Sometimes they work with companies or people for, like, a printer, where they'll, like, work hand in hand for designing printer mods for the kit. So when you build the printer, so for example, the Voron, the LDO Stealth Changer, or the LDO Voron, has a lot of input from the Voron team and whatnot, and there's like specific mods, and it's a whole, it's well documented. The other times LDO just goes, oh, you want to build it, here's the hardware, and they just sell the hardware kit. This is kind of a hardware kit. Okay. I would have done some background on it. Yeah. We do stuff on stream here, I-80, and if you keep complaining, I'll punch you. Okay. Because all I've seen you do in chat is complain. So, let's see here. Find it difficult and I'm a retard. Yeah, don't be starting that. Okay, so, if that is that... So I'm gonna need 2 separate crossbars in here then, for my mod. Because we're gonna need 2 separate crossbars, because obviously I can't mount it right at the top. So we're gonna have to mount it further down. So we're gonna have to put 2 separate crossbars, a new upper and then a new lower for these guys to mount into, I think. Move the Z motors to the top, move the electronics to the side, move the dented job. Okay, let's see here. Because we've already printed the tool heads, so that's all done. We do have to put that in, but we'll do that later. Is he use the crossbar? Okay, let's close all these stupid links. So you add a crossbar as part of the door buffer to offer a sturdy mounting point. So we are going to have to do the door buffer. Yeah. So we're going to have to print the door buffer. So that makes sense. Which will actually be good, because then I can have like a solid panel for the top for the area that we're not opening. And then for the bottom, we'll have a proper door. So we do need to use the door buffer here. So this will clear our Z layers, because if you don't use that, that hits, right? So we use the door buffer there. So actually I can cheat and do 2 door buffers. Because if I do 2 door buffers, I don't need to, this part right here. Okay, now I'm starting to figure it out. Okay, now I'm starting to figure it out. So basically I'm gonna print 2 of these parts. We're gonna cheat. I'm gonna print 2 of these parts so I can have 2 separate gantries, or 2 separate crossbars, an upper and a lower. Also, this will allow us to shimmy it up and down to find our proper position. So I'm not drilling holes in the extrusions here. So this way we can shimmy the whole mount for the carriages up and down as we figure out where the optimal position is to get the most Z and have the umbilical still clear. Because what I'll probably do is print a riser for the top here so that I can bump the top panel up a little bit, or at least give it a little bit of a bow. So I can, because I believe I can fit a couple more inches. Let me actually see how much room I'm working with here. I love the smell of ABS. What's that smell? How's it looking? Oh, it's looking much better in the Y. Who would have thunk that, you know, having your printer expand a decent amount will, okay, so 29.5 inches versus, we're at 27 inches. So I can go another 2 inches, right? So we can go another 2 inches up top. That's what she said. Okay. Okay, so I know what to do. Okay. So I need to print 4 of these parts. So the door buffers, that starting 4 and 2 doors and clicky clack. So we're going to be using the standard doors because we are totally hodgepodge in this whole thing. Do you have extra 90-degree mounts for the beds? That would be faster than printing the... No, I want to print the door buffer parts because I'm going to print it all so that I could just slap one panel on the top to enclose the top. Okay. So I want to do it with one panel up top, and it's all like permanently enclosed kind of thing, unless I have to take unscrew it for maintenance or whatever. But the top will be a solid fixture, and then the bottom will have a door, right? So that makes sense. So standard V2 doors. So short docks. So we are going to do the standard docks because we got room. So this is the problem. Bottom left, bottom right, top right, left. I need whatever piece has, oh, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, shoot. I was hoping that it mounted to the plastic, not to the frame. Although it's a blind joint, I could just drill right through it. It's a blind joint. Yeah, it's a blind joint, we're good there. Okay, so we're gonna need 2 extrusions that'll basically go across here, which, shoot, do I need to? Did they send me the right ones? I told them to send me the... Well, they sent me the right ones. Are these the right ones? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think these aren't the right ones. Is this for a 350 or a 300? No, it's a 350. Those aren't long enough. Shoot! These are not long enough. They are not long enough. Okay, how are they not long enough? Because they're interior. They're meant to be, for the top hat, they're meant to be on the inside, and I need them to fit on the outside. How much out are we? Oh, they're 20 millimeters too short. Okay. Okay, how do we fix this? 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 I mean, I could just hit up Amazon and order some extrusions. Because I need large end caps. I need 490 and these are 470. So I could just get 2 half-meter ones and cut them. I might have stock downstairs. Uno momento, por favor, biblioteca. I'll be back in a second. I'll be back in a second. I'll be back in a second. Let me check down here. If I turn the light on. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Got 1. I mean, it's V-slot, but it'll work. You're good. And... Nope. There we go. I mean, yeah, these are all V-slot, but they'll... That works, that works. No. Yeah, that'll work. we go. Okay. We're good. There we go. So hooray for Enders for giving up their frames. So there we go. So the plan would be 2 of those across there. So I'm gonna have to cut these, obviously. That's fine. No biggie. So cut those. Okay, so that's that. And that gives us the mount. And then, so what do I need to print? So we're printing standard docks. So 350, left. So that just sits there. Why does that look different? Why does this look different? Bottom left corner, bottom left, top left, top. What do these all look like? Oh, okay. Not using the buffer. Let me see on Discord. What'd you post? Oh, you mounted Oh, you're using a different front idler though. You have yours mounted in the frame and you're not using a different front idler. The website picture is a 250. Okay. Okay, so at least we know I need to print the standard docks at least. So I'm gonna have to make my own parts. I'm gonna have to modify these files, I think. I'm gonna have to modify these files to work with my oddball size frame here. Okay, so now we know what we gotta print. Okay, now we know what we gotta print. So we need, yeah, stealth changer, GitHub. There we go. So, stealth changer, docks. Okay, so the modular dock for draft ship. That's the standard one. So these are what we need. Okay. So I need to print the A4T, so STLs. So we got the A4T. So I got these 2 downloaded already, the back and the base. Okay. And then blockers, what are blockers? Is there a list anywhere that tells me what I need to print? Like a, okay, print list, here we go. Okay, so we need frame, top, bottom, left, right. Okay, so let's print the frame. So STLs. So we need frame. Where's frame? Top, bottom, left, right. So since we're using a crossbar, I'm assuming I need the crossbar one. So top, bottom, and then left, right. So download, 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 download. Okay, so that's L bracket is optional, so we don't need that. Tool type base, we got that. Tool type back, we got that. Wiper type, container type. So where's wiper? Wiper, 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 wiper. Does anyone know which one these are? Whatever ones come with the LDO kit. They're spring steel wiper. They're just called spring steel wiper. These guys. Does anyone know what these are? what style these are. Are these the, I'm assuming it's bamboo nozzle wiper. I don't know. What are these? Those are blockers, not wiper. Are they? I mean, they're just called, I'm sorry, but they just say wiper on them, so I assume they were wiper. Okay, so I guess I need this blocker on here. Blocker? Container? I don't see blocker. That's what that makes sense. Because I'm looking at it here. Let's go back to this. Oops, sorry, wrong one. If we go back here, modular dock. Oh, it just fits right in. Oh, okay. Blocker spring. Oh, it just fits in. Okay, and then you have this little clip. I print the spring steel variant of the blocker. Okay, where is the blocker at in here, though? Oh, blockers. Spring steel. There we go. How did I not see that before? I'm just blind. Okay, so download that. Download that. Download that. And I've already downloaded all those, I think. So we got left and right. All right, whatever. Left, right, bottom, top. Okay. So now let's fire up Prusa Slicer. Okay, so we got Core 1L here. So I think I have a bunch of these twice. Yeah. I think I downloaded these ones, top crossbar. I downloaded these ones twice because I got top crossbar, bottom crossbar, right, left. Yeah, so delete those. Okay. So we open all of these. So what I'm thinking, we have all these parts here that I need to print. Okay. So that's our steel blocker. So what I'm thinking is this part, these 4 parts, we print in black. And then these parts we print in red. Use the short front. I don't think it really matters because we're going to be tied to the bottom. Okay. We're going to have room up top no matter what I do because we're using the frame as, like, we're putting it all in the frame. We're not putting a top hat on. So if we were putting a top hat on, then yeah, I would want to raise it up as high as possible. But no matter if I go with the tall or the short, we're going to have room above it. So I don't think it really matters. I'm going with the tall. Can I do the short with the EA4T? It would save me on printed parts. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter if this is this big or this big. We're dictated by the bottom, right? So if it ends up being here, we still have this extra space. So it doesn't matter if the top bar is here or here. It could be anywhere here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Is the short dock more stable? Like, would there be any functional difference with going with the short? Like, is there any functional difference going with the short? Like, I'll go with the short. I'll go with the short. We'll just go with the short. Frame, we'll do the short. Left short, right short. We'll do the short just because it says to do the short, but I don't think it's going to matter at all. Did I not download those? I don't think I did. Left short download, right short download. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it really matters in our use case here, but why not? YOLO. Okay. Equally good options, yeah. Go with the short, that's what she said. Okay, so here are all the parts. We're gonna need to print this 4 times, okay? So this is every part we need times 4. So what I'm thinking is, because we have red and black, and I have how much black left? Got a decent amount of black left and a decent amount of red. So we're gonna split this up. Okay, so what I'm thinking, let's add another bed. How do I add another bed? Add a bed. No, that's add an instance. Is this add a bed? No. No, add a bed. How do you add a bed? How do you add a bed? I thought they add a bed. Or am I missing something here? Split to parts, split to objects. Add instance. Oh, you just got to drag enough. Okay, so that's the top crossbar. Left and right. Bottom crossbar. And then we have the base and the back. So I'm thinking print these all in black and then these in red. Let's take a look. Wish they had pictures. I wish they had more pictures. I want to see a stealth changer so I can look at it for the colors. Modular dock. There we go. There we go. I think this one has a color. Okay. So yeah, I guess it all in black, I guess. Unless I want to do the, I can leave the frame in, you know what? We'll do this. We'll do the crossbars in red. We'll do the crossbars in red. Yeah, we'll do the crossbars in red and the frame in black. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do this. Okay. Dude, Priestess Scyther 3, from what I've seen, is good. It's good. It's gonna be good. Okay, so arrange this bed. Control, copy this bed. Control A, copy. No, copy this. 2, 3, 4. Arrange this bed. Please tell me they all fit. They all fit. Perfect. Okay, so we need 40% infill, balanced, ASA, 4 walls, 5 top, 5 bottom. Okay. So that is that, and that's going to print on Coral. Remind me to record some video of this because I have no video of my Core 1L printing AS or carbon fiber yet, and I need it for the video that I'm doing on it. Okay. So that looks good there, right? That looks good. Everyone happy with that? Everyone happy with that? How's my bed? Is my bed all clean? Let me wipe the bed down quick. Let me wipe the bed down. Do I have paper towels out here? I need to go grab paper towels. 1 second. 1 second. Oh, I do have paper towels out here. There we go. Posted a pic of yours? Okay. Yeah, I'm very much a visual learner when it comes to stuff like this. So when I'm just looking at it and it's just like 20 different things on 20 different pages and like nothing is referencing each other, and I'm just kind of like, ah. Like I'm like, I need some deets, please. Give me a couple deets, please. This one too, just quickly. There we go. Okay. Okay. So this is one's going to the core 1L, sent to connect. How much filament is this? 388 grams. We should be okay. If not, I think I still have another spool of this stuff. Hopefully. Okay. Go into coral. Come on. Good. That's good. Okay. So now, go over here. So we're going to need, arrange this bed. Copy that. Control copy. 2, 3, 4. Arrange this bed again. Now, unfortunately, this bed is going to go down to just a core 1. Transfer. Rearrange this bed. Error, something outside. What do you mean outside? Oh, no, we're good. Okay. Send to connect. Hopefully I should have enough ABS on this. Oh yeah, I got enough. We're good. We're good. Okay. And send that to connect. Core 1, 2, because that one has a hardened nozzle on it. There we go. Sweet. Dean's Beans. Sorry. Dean's Bees. 2184. Thank you for coming, channel member. Cheers and appreciate it. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait, shoot. Are none of these need support? Please tell me none of this needs support. I got burned on the last batch of parts I printed for this thing where they needed support. Any of these need support? I don't think so. I got burned printing the docks. They needed support and wasn't called out. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm starting to figure it out. Okay, now we're starting to get it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, no supports needed. The A4T docks needed it. There's parts on the A4 or on the actual like mount for the A4T that needed support, and it wasn't called out and it wasn't designed into the model. So used to printing Voron stuff, I assume anything that's Voron related has support pre-designed in, and I got burned because it didn't. Okay. So, yeah. So you can see how much higher it is. So those are where the docks are. Who is this? I can't see because it's in Discord's in streaming mode. Whoever this printer is, can you tell me the distance from the bottom of this extrusion to the top of this extrusion? Like the distance from here to here, whoever M is. Discord's in streaming mode, so I can't see the names. Because here's the thing, I don't care about the Z on this machine. This machine has like 400 millimeters of Z. I'm not going to use it all. I'm okay losing a bit. So I figure we're probably going to end up probably about here. So we're probably only going to have 200 something millimeters of Z, which is fine. With the top hat though, I could probably move it up a little bit if I bump the top hat up a bit. Do a little 3D printed top hat, but yeah. Every printer, it always looks like a train. Here's the thing, if I clean up the space, then it doesn't look like a train wreck. Then I have to keep it clean, but if it's a train wreck, it's always a train wreck. Look at that cube. It is cube-tastic. Actually, I'm gonna go take a look at it. Somebody drop me a link for a print that I can print in ABS. That's a really tall ABS print. I need somebody's opinion on a very tall ABS print to do. To put hours on this machine. Put hot hours on this machine. Actually, you know what I might do? We might YOLO this. Wait, let me see this. Let me see this. Body, 3D models. No, that's the head. That's the helmet. X. X is this way, right? Yeah. So I need to go 425. A little bit wider. And then support. 1 second before I do that, task manager. Surfaces, or details. Orca slicer. Why do I have Microsoft Edge open? Set affinity. So I don't kill this stupid stream slicing here. Support, enable support, tree auto, organic, slice. Let's see how this. Print an R2D2 for Battley. I already have it printed. I already have a printed R2. I've got the bodies right over there. I've got the dome on the other side. That's what the big printer's been printing, is R2 parts. Edge is used. Oh yeah, Edge is used for widget. Do you still have the box turtle? Yeah, I have the box turtle. The plan is for the box turtle is after we get the stealth changer done. The next thing is I have a V2 over here. You can kind of see it. It's just a 2.4 R2 stock. We're gonna put a Jabberwocky tool head on it and add the box turtle to it because I need to put it on something. So. And then we still have to build upgrade the, whatchamacallit, the, Cocoa Press. Was it hard to do a config for an existing printer? What do you mean existing? Like make a config? Not really. I've made enough Clipper configs over the years that like, I don't find it that hard. For the person asking about the droid, the astromech. Here's the body. The back is somewhere. I think it's on the other side of the garage. And then the head is on the other side of the garage. Go grab the head. So I need to get a paint booth and a sanding booth set up so I can paint and sand in here in the winter. Oh, there's the door. Yeah. Yeah, the head's over here. We're building the plan is to do an R6. That's going to be the ongoing project for the next year on the channel, is to build an R6. So this is the droid head. Obviously it's not complete, just printed. But this was all printed on the Venture XL. So. So it's an ongoing project. I have no like, it's like work on it when I work on it kind of thing. But part of it is getting that big printer happy. So here we go. A full chess piece. Wow. How many walls are in the support? Is it one? Where does it say walls for support? Strength. Support. Where is support walls? But yeah, a full chess piece for power armor in 2 days. Top interface, bottom interface. Is there a wall setting for organic first layer? I'm pretty sure it's like 2. I don't like doing 2 walls. Yeah, how do you tell it to do 1? Where is it? Because that's a lot of filament. The chest piece is only 1 kilogram, but it's 1.8 kilograms, including the. Where is the walls? Yeah, I've seen the hacksmith. I have all the parts for the lower half of the power armor actually done and finished. I just got to figure out how to put them together. And then I have to do all the upper body stuff still. This project's been on pause for like a year. Because like I think I bit off way more than I can chew with it. So I'm not 100% happy with the files and how everything turned out. So I kind of like I got that like, do I really want to finish this? Like am I too sunk cost kind of thing? I'm like, am I too far in, or what? Baradur dice tower. I already have a big ass Baradur, or did I throw it out? I don't think I threw it out. Where'd I put it? I already printed a big Baradur on the. Where'd I put it? Oh, it's over here. Yeah. Yeah, I've already done a big Fortress of Baradur on the Venture XL. This is 585 millimeters tall, I think. I actually can do the full 600 now. With the way the printer's set up now, I can actually do the full 600, but this was on the Venture. This was the biggest thing I printed on it before I did the rebuild. 13 inches. Okay, so it is 13 inches. Nice. So that means if we do 13 on here, that's down here. That's not good. So we need, we'll do a little figuring it out. We'll do a little finagling. We're doing it this way so I can shift it up and down. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. It was hard to configure a box turtle. Oh, I haven't done that yet, so I got to do that. Yeah. Yeah, 90 millimeters, yeah. Like, it's a 330, not a 350. And I'm okay crunching the Bowden tube up top. So obviously I'm going to have to put the top hat on and raise it a bit. So I'm going to have to raise this about 2 inches. But I'll make it work. I'll make it work. I'm going to stream it? Yeah, I'll stream it. Everything I do, I stream. And for those that don't know, if you happen to be new here, make sure you sub, hit the follow button, all that. We do everything live. The whole point of these streams is, I know some people get antsy. I don't pre-research stuff. We do everything live because the point is, I want the experience of doing it live. Like, if you want to watch a tutorial video, go watch a pre-edited tutorial video. The whole point of the stream is literally what it's like to get into it like fresh. Like we're figuring it out as we go. That's the whole point of it. Is not like a scripted, pre-recorded, I know all the ins and outs. You don't really learn anything that way. Well, you learn how to do it, but you don't learn the process of doing it. So yeah, F it, do it live. Plus, it's more content. Okay. So I want to click that link. What's this? Ooh. What are those little cube thingies? Everyone yapping out on the Discord. Ooh. Kraken in a Prusa bed. And this chat up here you can get at if you're a channel member or supporter. Okay. What are the Prusas doing? Are they still preheating? So the Core 1L is at 45 degrees Celsius and the Core 1 is at 37. The Core 1L actually heats up surprisingly quick. The mains bed, plus the fact that it's actually like a metal bed, like it's a cast aluminum bed, is a bigger heat sink. So it's more heat in the system, and then they have the fans under it to circulate the air. So the Core 1L actually works really good in a cold garage. I love these vids. I would not have the courage to build my 2.4 if all vids were experts and folks not even trying to suss it out. Well, like building a 2.4, I can do blindfolded. I've built enough 2.4s over the years that I can literally probably do it blindfolded by now. At least I'd hope so. It's the other stuff like where we go off reservation where it's like, oh, okay. Like the stealth changer. It's like the amount of people that like, I've talked to a couple other people that are like, oh yeah, I got a stealth changer kit. And then they start looking into it and they're like, oh wow, there's a lot to this. And I'm like, I know. And they're like, holy shit, I know. Because it's like, you kind of have to get your footing. Once you get your footing, and I think you saw that today, where like it just sort of clicked, where it's like, oh, okay. But it's just getting that footing, and like, okay. So if I'm doing that, okay, now I need to print those parts. Okay, if I'm printing those parts, okay, and now it's clicking. It's just you kind of have to like get to that. You can get away with 11 inches of headroom. Okay, so if we're doing 11 inches of headroom, plus the 2 inches up top, so that's 9 inches, nice. So that's about there. That's about there. I'm okay with that. That gives me, try not to cut my lips. That gives me 300 millimeters of Z. That's fine. Like, honestly, as long as I get about 300 millimeters of Z, I'm fine. Like, oh yeah, that's 300 millimeters. Yeah, this is 300 millimeters of Z. So as long as I'm good there, I'm good. So I do have to print a riser. I'm pretty sure, if anyone knows of one, link it in chat or in Discord. But I'm pretty sure there is a printed riser for the top plate on Vorons. I've seen people do it. I just don't know if they've all been DIY'd or if they're somebody's files. But I'm pretty sure somebody has designed a riser that you just print the parts and you put on your top extrusion and then you put your top plate on. Because I need to do that. Then I could just print it in one piece on the Venture XL. Because why not? I have it. Engineer? I am not an engineer. Where did I say I was an engineer? I am a wrench monkey. I am not an engineer. I don't have college. I have a diploma from an apprenticeship school. I have a diploma from an apprenticeship school, but I am not an engineer by any way, and I do not ever claim to be an engineer. Why not take the riser kit? I mean, I could take the riser kit and cut the extrusions to like 2 inches. It kind of feels cheap. I don't want to waste the extrusions. Plus, then I have to cut like panels that are 2 inches tall. I'm just going to print a 2-inch riser. I got the Venture XL. I can put this printer on the Venture XL and then put another printer in this printer. I can fit like 8 printers in the Venture XL. What am I doing for cabling? The plan is we're going to have to figure something out. But the plan is I'm going to have to put a back plate on. I might just run an extrusion back to mount it and then do the same thing in the back. But we're going to have to put something on the back so that I can mount the plate and then have the umbilicals coming in. So we are going to have to figure out something for the back. We're doing this in parts. Right now we're focusing on the front, but now we got stuff printing. Because I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, I've already thrown out a full box of parts for this. Okay, I've already thrown out a full box of printed parts for the stealth changer because I printed the wrong thing. I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing this. And it's like, no, actually you needed these parts. And I'm like, shit. Okay, so we're doing this in steps. So, okay, the tool heads are done. Let's figure out how to mount them to the machine now. Okay, now we have the tool heads mounted to the machine. Let's figure out how we're wiring up the electrical. So we're doing it step by step in this process because nothing we're doing here is standard. Oddball size machine, oddball electronics. We're not using the ant head tool head. We're using the A4T, which there's differences there. I didn't know. So we're trying to step by step it so that I don't go and print everything and then I realize, okay, shit, I have compatibility issues. So tuning in from Mexico tonight. Woo! Here. 1 second here. Filter. Effect filter. Wait, where is it? Apply LUT. Do I have... Oh, I don't have the LUT. Is this the one? No, this ain't the one. Where is it? No. Ah! I thought I had a Mexican filter, sorry. It's gonna turn on the Mexico filter. I have a LUT on my main computer that's like, I downloaded a LUT pack for DaVinci and one of them is literally like Mexico. Because you know in the movies how it's always the Mexico filter. So I thought I had it on this computer. I don't. It's on the other computer. I always find that funny in movie. That's how you, and if it's like, what is it? If it's in like Western Europe, like Poland or whatever, it's like all dark and dingy, and it's like, it's the same everywhere. I haven't been to Mexico, but I've been to Czech Republic or Czechia, and it's like the colors are the same colors. So, okay, that print's done. So let me go get that off the bed. It probably won't be happy because it's going to be a little hot. But link me something big to print on the Venture XL. I don't care if it's a helmet or something, but I want to print something big on this. Oh, it's a hot in here. Oh. Oh, that's hot. Wow, the doors don't want to close because they're expanded. Oh yeah, that VFE issue is gone. Yeah, that inconsistency on the Y is, the ABS is a little melty, but like we still have that shimmer a little bit on the Y, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. This is black ABS. It's black, shiny ABS. It's the worst looking material to test printers with because it shows all the defects, but it's functional. Also, it's definitely a little too hot. It is a little too melty. It needs a bit more fan. It is too melty. But it bridged really nice. Look at that bridge. Look at that bridge. Look at that bridge. Beautiful bridge. Top ain't too bad. It's a 0.6 nozzle. I don't know what it is. I've just never been able to get a 0.6 nozzle or anything bigger than 0.4 to actually print like clean. But it's okay. Venture XL. Okay, so what are we gonna print on this thing? Let me get the brim off the bed here. Oh wow, yeah, that. Okay, maybe I gotta loosen these too. Shoot, 1 second. Let me see if I can fix this. 1 second. You guys can't see. Let me switch over the screens. The doors aren't closing. They're binding on me. There's a reason Prusa XL went back to the 0.4. Yeah. Like it on this machine, I'm not too concerned about like super fine detail because everything on this machine is getting post-processed. Pretty much every print that I print on this machine, the goal is it's going to be post-processed, right? Like everything's going to be either sanded, primed, painted. So it's kind of like, I like the term big dumb printer for this machine. This is my big dumb printer. It's designed to print big things quickly. And then I can go and do other stuff with them later. Okay. Great. That doesn't want to work. Is the magnet's not working? What's going on here? Is the magnet not working? What's going on? It's just that magnet don't want to grab it. Okay. It's just being a butt. Okay, what are we gonna print? Let's heat this printer back up. What are we gonna print? What have you guys suggested? Let's check the chat. Canopy extension. Ooh, I think this is what I need. Middle panel. Okay, how much does it expand it? Why would you not say how much that it pops it up? So it's this little part up here. I mean, I could just download the file and take a look. It raises it 105 millimeters. Okay. So 105 millimeters, that might be too much. Because I think I can only do like 2 inches. That's what she said. Pretty sure we can only do like 2 inches because the shelf is approximately, yeah, okay, we'll use metric. We're 75.5 centimeters tall. And then the printer itself is 67.5 centimeters. So we can go to there. So we can go, oh, we can go by like 50 mil. So we like 2 to 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches. So we can do 75, so 68 to 75, just to be safe. Yeah. So 2 inches, 2 inches. I feel safe saying 2 inches, 50 millimeters, because I don't want it to go so high that we're like, oh shoot, there's like a little tab or something I missed and now it doesn't fit in there. So the standard canopy. Yeah, I'll figure something out. What else? Oh, there's canopy. Okay. Canopy. There you go. Oh, 1 second, muting. Make a note of that so I don't lose it. All right, so we got to print something on the big guy. What are we printing on the big guy? Oh, there's a whole bunch of these mods. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll just print something like this. Something like this would be perfect. Just quick, simple, easy. How much does it raise it by? Doesn't say, but yeah. Standard canopy adds 155. I can only do 2 inches. 2 inches, that's it. So 50 millimeters, so that much. That's all I can do. So I'll probably have to CAD something up, honestly, or I'll just modify one of these files. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, I'm gonna tell these printers to start printing. I'm like, okay, you guys, you're at 51. You're good, you can start printing. You're at 43. Core 1, I can't tell to start. I gotta let it do its thing. Okay, so 65. 65. Okay, I just have to shrink it down. Should I just YOLO it and print a full Core 1? I'm just gonna download the CAD files and print a full Core 1. Download. If it crashes, I'll see you tomorrow. 75, too much then. I don't know if it's gonna load. I don't know if it's gonna load. We'll see how good Orca is at loading. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Sure. I mean, what I might do is just literally print just a rectangle or a cube, because the frame is what? The frame is, it should be square. It's 490 millimeters by 490. Yeah, so I could just make a square 490 by 490 and literally just 20 millimeters thick, extrude it up 50 millimeters, put some holes into it to screw it down, and then just hold the top panel on with double-sided tape and move on with my life. I could just do that. I probably will just do that. Be like, yeah, fucking good enough. Oh, it's loading. You wouldn't print a Voron. Oh, the other printer's going too. Okay, both core ones are going. Okay, while that has a stroke, let's actually find something to print. What would be something fun to print? That's kind of big. Statue? Let's look up statue. What is most popular? It's Mr. Chief. I've already printed that guy. Greek twerking statue. Fine art. Trying to find something without support. It's the only thing with the big printer. It doesn't really do support too well. Kitty. Large Saturn V. It's kind of boring though. That's just a tube. It's a tube. I've already printed that one. That one turned out pretty good. I got it up top on the shelf there. I mean, I could just do a helmet. That's kind of boring though. Does this need support? Trying to find stuff that doesn't need support. That doesn't need support. Oh no, it does. It does for the wings. I mean, I could just look up Eastman, find an Eastman model. It's always a good option. Can't go wrong with an Eastman model. Does he have anything new though? Anything new? All models, new uploads. Bane, Lobo, Constantine, Peacemaker, Harley Quinn. Looking for ones that I actually like though. The Judge Dredd. Do the Judge Dredd. Does it need support? I don't think it needs support. Yeah, I don't think the Judge Dredd needs support. No support's needed, but yeah, okay. So let's try this guy. So download. Oh. Oh, it doesn't fit. We can't print the Prusa in here, guys. It doesn't fit. I'm sorry. It fits on the X and Y though. even with the box on it, it fits in the X and Y. Oh god, look how small that model is. Okay, let's do 200%. Control Z, Control Z. Oh shoot, delete. Ah. Try this again. Judge Dredd. 200%. I don't need support. Slice plate. Let's see what we get. Oh, support off. I just want to get hours on the machine printing ABS. in the law. La. Ho ho ho! I do want to print a Malorian. I've been playing a bunch of Cyberpunk lately, and I want to print a Malorian, but I'm like super freaked out about doing anything pew pew related on YouTube now. After the last time. Snake Plissken. Sly is a terrible action star. He is. Let's be honest. He is. 17 hours. This is a 17-hour print. "17 hours, 1.2 kilograms of filament." Okay, let's drop it from let's drop the infill down to 10% from 20. I think this is supposed to be whatever that was. Yeah, let's go back to that 10% instead of 20% infill. What's the height? It's 200% scale. So 1 second here. Carl Urban. Yeah, Carl Urban did amazing as Dredd. He did amazing as Dredd. Like the fact that he wasn't stucky enough to like he actually did the whole movie without taking the helmet off. Like the problem, it's like the problem you have with superhero movies is the actors want their faces shown, because what's the point of being in the movie if you don't see my face? So that's why they all, like, every superhero movie now has that Iron Man face view where it's like they have that weird somewhat 3D recreation of their face from inside the mask. Or you have like Spider-Man and Avengers where it's like, hey, giant big fight, I just got back from the dead, let me take my mask off. It's like, no, keep your helmet on. 14 hours. And it is how tall? What? How tall is this? That ain't right. Oh, that's position. It is 397 millimeters tall. So just under 400 millimeters tall. And it's a 14-hour print. 14.5-hour print. Just under a kilogram of filament. Send it. And the la. Yeah, the thing with Mando though is apparently a lot of the time it's not really what's his name under there. It's just like a random stunt double. Because you don't actually, you know, the thing is when you don't need the actor's face, you don't pay the actor. It's like, oh, you're just the voice guy. Like I think in the first season he was mostly under there, but like by the like season 3, it's like the stunt double guy half the time. Because it's like if you don't need him, you don't need him, right? Like, oh, hey, we're filming in the volume today with no actors of note other than extras and whatnot. Why would we bring, you know, Pedro Pascal in and pay him Pedro Pascal wages when we could have Bob put the suit on and just have Pedro Pascal do a voiceover later? So that mustache is a national treasure. So we still need to figure out power supply. So what is a compact 48 volt power supply that I can hit up? Compact 48 volt power supply by 3D printer. I really wish LDO made this in 48 volt. Because I could do like what is it? UHPs, because there's the UHPs. I'll probably end up going with a UHP. 48 volt 5 amp brick. Well, it's got to power the motors. It's got to power all the motors on this. So I don't kind of want to go to, I think I need a bit more than 5 amp. UHP is, yes, but it's compact. Because like, here, I'll show you. Let's flip this up. This is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. Welcome to Under the Printer. So the plan is, here's the SSR. By the way, this was originally a V1.5 that was a V2.2 and now it's a 2.4. So none of this is standard because this was built before we had standards for electronics with Vorons for the most part. So I have one DIN here. I could probably put another DIN in. I probably will put another DIN in so I can actually mount the power supplies to DIN. But like this power supply is mounted on printed brackets. But this is a LRS 224. So the plan is put a nice little compact LDO thingy here. Bing, bang, boom. And then I need to figure out how we're going to put another power supply in here for 48 volts. So this is going to replace this and be more powerful than this. So we're going to have 275 watts of 24 volt goodness. Also, I forgot, I got to rebuild this motor mount because as you can see, this stepper motor is doing this. It's not supposed to do this. I think all the other ones are good. Yeah, all the other ones are good. So we got to rebuild a Z mount. So remind me to print the parts for that next time. Yeah, look at all the spider webs. But we have a Kraken in here, so we're good on that. So I just need to feed it 48 volts, and then we're good. So it's good enough. Hey, it's good enough. The Z's good. Do you think large hotbeds will offer zone control like on-off per zone feature by the board and software? Yeah. This guy. I don't know if I have it set up properly in the macros. I did before I rebuilt it. I don't know if I've set them up properly again, because I haven't actually tried. But this machine, the big guy here, has 4 beds on it. So it's got 4 300mm beds. And if I print on just one of the beds only, it will only heat up that one bed. So that's actually something that's relatively easy to do in Clipper. So, do I have a CNC? Yep, I've got a Carvera Air and a Milo. West Tech has that slim but not short. I know, I'm on the page right now for it. The problem is West Tech is in Yankee Doodle land and I'm not. So I have to buy one of these in Canada land, which let's see how much this will cost me in Canadian dollars. Mauser. Mauser.ca. Oh, it's $75 Canadian. Oh shit. Buy. How is this $75 Canadian? What's DigiKey have it for? $73 Canadian. Get tariffed, get tariffed. Honestly, that's probably why it's 80 bucks or 90 bucks US or whatever. What did they have it for? $89 US. Or .com. Yeah, no, they didn't swip it over Canadian. That's $89 US. Yeah, that's honestly probably tariffs. That sucks. I'm like, how is it cheaper in Canada? Now, granted, it's probably going to cost me like $30 in shipping. So I'm not ahead. I'm showing 60. Okay, so then maybe they are showing a Canadian price here. Some websites auto default to local regional price, but it's .com. It's showing 68 in the US. Okay, so okay, but even then, like 68 to 75, that is still cheaper in Canada. Because 75 CDN to USD, that's $55 US. So yeah, it's cheaper in Canada. How? Wow. It's loony, lots of them. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Cheeto, yeah. That really sucks, guys. Like, I know I'm joking about it because, you know, it's an easy joke, but like, it sucks. Because you're not getting any benefit out of it. That's the shitty thing. Like, I've said it before. I'm okay with my taxes. I don't mind paying taxes as long as my taxes benefit. Right? I'm okay. I'm okay paying my Costco membership. Taxes are just Costco membership for your country. It's when the money's spent stupidly I don't like. Unfortunately, that happens more than often than not lately. With every country. zoom this in. There we go. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this prints. Tariff relief checks. Are you getting a tariff relief check? I thought that was like some sort of I know the money that was like promised to the soldiers is actually just like coming straight out of their like housing allowance. So it's like, you know, you're getting that money anyways. We just called it something different kind of thing. Just adjusting something here. Oh, wow. There is a lot of heat in this printer right now. There is a lot of heat in that printer. I wonder why is the panel expanding? Is that why the door's not closing? Big printer, big problems. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a big fan of politicians shouldn't be celebrities. Politicians should just be like, it's politics. Nobody cared about politics and like until lately. I don't know. Okay, so we also got to replace this. This whole bottom panel here is coroplast and it is warped to crap. So I got to get that out too. So we got to replace the coroplast, put a 48-volt power supply in here, swap out the tool head to the stealth changer one. That'll be easy. This is a tap changer. I can't remember who made it. It's the CNC ones. It's one of the good ones. Shoot, what's the guy's name? I can't remember his name. But anyways, it's a community member who made that tap changer. Really nice, or tap tool head. Shame I'm taking it out. I'll put it in another printer probably. Maybe I'll put it in that for the Jabberwocky. I'm gonna have to figure out how to go back to censored end stops on this. I'm gonna have to put end stops on this, which I think I have mounts. So I should be able to have no problem putting end stops on this for X and Y. Because right now it's sensorless and we can't use Vitali, that's what it is, Vitali. We can't use, so, okay. I should probably be writing this down, but coroplast, 48-volt power supply, install the new 24-volt power supply, rewire everything under the hood, make it all clean, replace the tool carriage, install end stops, install the tools, install the back wiring harness and all the umbilical mounts, and then software configuration, setup, and all that jazz. Fun times. Fun times. Fun times. Why not use the ISO cyan? I could. I might. The thing is, I don't need this to be super high temp. Also, I got to replace this bottom panel, which those ISO, that insulation isn't going to work. The rigid foam I might use for something else. I need to put more insulation in my attic. So next time I run up to the home desk spot, I'm going to get some wood and another bag of insulation to throw up there just to try and keep it a little better in here. Because unfortunately, it's like, okay, so right there I have insulation. Over there I don't. And it's like a 10 degrees Celsius difference on the ceiling from insulation to no insulation area. So I need to put more insulation up there. It's cheaper than coroplast. No. Yes, by square footage it is, if you're buying 4x8 sheets. The problem is it's half-inch thick, which gets really annoying really quick. It's okay on the big printer, but like putting it on this, I would only be able to do the two sides. The top, I have a top panel. I'm gonna reuse this top panel. The back I can't because I have to mount stuff to it, so I gotta figure out how to make a back panel. And then the front's a door. So it would only be the two sides. So I might just go get more coroplast and do the sides in coroplast again. So the back, I'm just going to use two sideways panels and cut them to size from leftover from the big guy. Textured ABS panel. Dude, I will say textured ABS panels are really nice. I've used them in the V0s. And I think a couple of my V2s have them. I think that one does. Textured ABS panels are nice. I like them. They are aesthetically pleasing. So Why switching from sensorless to end stops? Sensorless is not accurate enough. There's a reason you can't do sensorless on your Z. Sensorless is only accurate to the nearest full step, which for XY homing on a single tool headed machine is fine, because like, you know, you're only homing at the start of a print. And, you know, if a print fails or whatever and you have to rehome. But in a perfect world, you're only homing at the start of the print. So if you're off half a step, it doesn't freaking matter. Because, oh no, my print, instead of starting here, is starting half a step this way or half a step this way. It doesn't matter. But when it's, you have docks that you have to hit bang on every time, you can't be that, you need to be more accurate. You need to be more accurate. So end stops are more accurate. It is hilarious that literally like a 10 cent KW10 micro switch is more accurate than the most accurate sensorless homing. Prusa XL sensorless. It is. It is. And they have to design and slop in the system for it. It is censored is more accurate. And if you're doing anything now, to be fair, to give Prusa credit, Prusa's firmware is completely designed with the Prusa machines in mind, and Prusa knows the 2130, the TMC 2130 drivers like the back of their hand. They are able to get as much performance out of those steppers and their firmware as they can. So they are probably a little bit more accurate than your average clipper machine doing sensorless homing, because they've like completely embraced that one stepper and their firmware, and it's so tied together. They probably just have better results, better tuning, because everything is within a controlled ecosystem with them. But with like these kind of machines, it's like, yeah, you kind of want censored. You want those end stops. Especially with like IDEX systems. IDEX, you really want censored end stops, because if your if your tool heads are out half a step in either direction, you'll notice that in your prints. So 2008 Kydex sheet prices you can mold a form. Yeah. How we doing? How we doing? Let me just double check, make sure my first layer is good. Should be good. Oh yeah, we're good. I am the law. Yeah. What time are we at anyways? Oh, we got half an hour left. So if you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker Filament, enter for your chance. Link in the video description. While you're down there, check out the links. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra. Go a long way in supporting the channel. Some of them, like the GamerSubs link, use code Canuck. They have a big sale on right now, I believe. GamerSubs has a sale on right now. Polymaker has a sale on right now, 35% off. So if you have a big project coming up with 3D printing, what I will recommend to you is grab this stuff. This is just the box because I'm using it. The printer is eating it. Fiberon RCF08 PET G. 3 kilogram spools, 35% off. Grab a bunch of these. They're great. I'm really digging that filament for this project on the Astromech. So stock up, because y'all know prices ain't going down anytime soon. So anytime there's a sale, stock up. You prefer mechanical or optical end stops? Personally, I honestly don't care. Whatever comes with the kit I'm building. I will say we had issues with the optical end stops on the Delta Flyer. The Delta Flyer, the orange PET G that I used, didn't trigger the optical end stops. So optical, you need to make sure the printed part that is going in is dark. So I used the manufacturer Zolox in a city called Fort Wayne, Indiana, now called Phoenix, but costly units, plus minus 0.001 inch. Ooh, like a thou. Like if it's accurate within a thou, like a thou is nothing. That's nothing. That's pretty accurate. Plus my print, I don't baby my printers. They are work machines. They sit out here in a garage where You know, a printer out here, like that Prusa has gone from, you know, almost 40 degrees Celsius in the garage in the summer to like -2 out here in the garage in the winter. So every printer out here, it gets covered in dust, it gets covered in dog hair, it gets thermal, you know, hit with all the min and max thermal temperatures out here. I don't baby my printers. They are machines that work. So, am I watching House of Azure? This is the first I'm hearing of it, so no. What is it? I'm watching Pluribus. Everyone should watch Pluribus. It is really good. I am digging Pluribus right now. Like I am so disappointed that yes, we're getting next week's episode early, but that means the season finale is early because next week's the season finale, and it's like that means we got to wait a year and a half to season 2. Steve Weatherman's Pluribus isn't on any service I have. Same here. Yar. It's on Apple TV. Fix for chronal budges. Pressure advanced tuning. Do your pressure advanced tuning for if you're having corner bulges. Next week is the season finale. Yeah. Rick and Morty. Yeah, isn't there like Unity and Pluribus is different because there's not. The hive mind is different in Pluribus. It's not like one person control, like, I don't know. The Fiberon PPS. Yeah, I've got a bunch of that stuff. I've used it. Polymaker standard ABS. I don't know if they actually do a pure ABS. They have Polylite ABS, which is pretty good as like an ABS plus type material, but you have to be aware it is not pure ABS. So you're not getting all the mechanical properties of ABS. It's pretty close, and for most people, you won't notice the difference. I prefer their pure ASA. I do have a bunch of their Polylite. We're printing Polylite right now on the machine. It's good stuff. It's just, it's a blend. It's not, I much prefer the pure ABSs and ASAs than the blends. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying I prefer, you know, like it's nice when I can get my hands on MG94 ABS resin. So, what Polymaker would you use for printing Voron parts? Any of the ABSs or ASAs is fine. Any of the ABSs or ASAs. Personally, I would go with the ASA because it's actually ASA, not a blend. You'll have a little bit higher temperature resistance and it'll be more stable, like not as reactive to stuff, but yeah. Vorons are designed to work with bog standard ABS. For the longest time, everyone printed their Voron parts with, not Sunlu, who was it? eSun ABS Plus. Like, eSun ABS Plus used to be the go-to before they changed the formula. You can print Voron parts with just any ASA or ABS, you're fine. You don't need to be super fancy with it. I have several printers that are Polylite ABS and they're just fine. Yeah. Yeah, ABS and ASA, the big difference is really good ABS. Like if you get your hands on some proper ABS filament, like something that's made with like MG94 resin or like just other like good quality ABS, comparing good quality ABS to good quality ASA, you're probably never going to notice the difference between the two in any real world scenario that you're probably going to encounter. The difference is there is a lot of and crappy and bargain and shitty ABS out there. Because if you go on like Amazon and look up like, you know, Amazon, let's pull up Amazon, ABS filament, and I look, you know, oh, hey, yeah, you know, we got Polymaker, we got Elegoo, Sunlu, but like, you know, oh, I bought some CC Tree ABS or like some random brand Kexeld or whatever, or, you know, some random brand you've never heard before. Is that a resin that is meant for injection molding ABS used as filament? A lot of the time it is, and it's not that good at, because there's different types of resin. Remember, most filament companies don't make their own material. They buy the material and they extrude it into filament. So what ends up happening is a lot of the cheaper filaments are made with grades of ABS resin that aren't really meant for filament. They're meant for like injection molding or other use cases. And when you take that and turn it into filament, it might not behave the way you want it to. It might be more warpy. A lot of it's more warpy. It might stink to high heaven. That's why, like, it used to be people, you know, oh, ABS is horrible to print. Well, what did you do? Well, I went on Amazon, I bought a spool. What spool did you buy? Oh, some random cheap spool that was on sale because you know, I'm just trying it out. Why would I spend money on a good spool? Well, you bought a shitty spool of ABS that's meant to, you know, injection mold Barbie dolls, and you tried printing with it. It stank and it warped. No wonder why you had a bad experience. So, yeah, shrink factor. Yeah, shrink factors. That's also contributes to the warping issue. So basically, TLDR, if you good ABS and good ASA, you're probably never going to tell the difference. The thing is, most ASA that's out there is because you don't really see a lot of crappy ASA filament because it's not that prevalent compared to ABS and injection molding. So the majority of ASA filament you see out there is good. Not all ABS out there is good, but the stuff that is good, if that makes sense. So, Bamboo's ABS. I've never printed ABS bamboo filament ever. Other than like the couple spools of PLA they sent me when they sent me the printers, I've never bought or used bamboo filament. Majority of it's white box anyways from Polymaker. Polymaker is an OEM, or Polymaker's parent company in China is like an OEM for a lot of companies for filament, so. Yeah, another thing too, Steve, to look out for is contamination. Years ago, Fifth Estate, CBC broadcast company, they did an investigation on Indian cigarettes, right? Cigarettes you buy on reserves. And a lot of those cigarettes they were getting from China. So they would buy cigarettes from China, sell them on the native reserve, skip all the taxes. Well, it turns out the cigarettes were filled with like bugs and glass and dust because they would just, you know, during production, if stuff fell on the floor, they would just sweep it up and throw it back on the line. Well, when you buy random white label filament from Amazon or AliExpress for like $5 a roll, how clean do you think that filament is? I have junked nozzles because I bought a bad case of filament, and like within 3 spools, I had destroyed 4 nozzles, like hard clogged 4 nozzles with like foreign particulate. There was FOD in the filament, foreign object debris. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with that no-name white label stuff. Because contaminated filament, you know, are you buying filament from a place that is measuring the diameter of the filament every like 5 centimeters as it comes out of the machine? Or are you buying filament from a place where, you know, when they fill up the hopper, they just dump a bucket in, and anything that falls in the ground, they just kind of scoop it up and also throw it in? Are you buying it from there? So. Sunlu, they get it from several different sources. Bamboo gets it from several different sources. I mean, I don't have my tinfoil hat out here. I think I brought it. Oh, I do have my tinfoil hat. There you go. Remember, Bamboo pushed the AMS system so that you all waste a lot of filament thinking tool changers were expensive. So you all bought into the single nozzle setup. So you're all purging a bunch of filament out. So you have to buy more filament from them, right? They purposely designed their printers to be wasteful. So you had to buy more filament from them. Remember that. So that's where they make their money, is on the filament, not the printers. So. Why do you think they went to the Vortex system instead of doing a proper tool changer? They still want you using the AMSs. They're invested in the AMSs. Can you say poop shoot? I can. I could say hole in the back of my printer that prevents it from getting to a high temperature. How are these printers going anyways? I should probably check on them. That one's going really good. That one's going really good. I really like this carbon fiber ASA. Yeah, the Fiberon. I really wish Polymaker sold the Fiberon CF08 ASA in bigger spools. They sell it in point, 5 kilogram spools, and they sell it in 3 kilogram spools. And it prints beautifully, and I love it because you get the nice carbon fiber finish and you get slightly stiffer XY. But the thing is, for those that don't know, carbon fiber doesn't stick to carbon fiber. So when you have a high carbon fiber infill percentage filament, you actually lose strength in your Z. So something like ASA or ABS, where it's really hard to get good layer adhesion, especially on bigger things, because you need a really hot chamber to get really good layer adhesion on bigger things. You get okay layer adhesion, but like you want really good layer adhesion. And then you add like 15% carbon fiber, you're just losing more layer adhesion and your parts snap. So with it being a low carbon fiber percentage, it's only 8%. I really like it. That's what we're using for like all the, this is CFO8. So this is the CFO8 ASA. So this is 8% carbon fiber ASA. And it's still got a bit of flex, but it's nice and stiff. And you get that nice carbon fiber surface finish. So it's like, what layer lines? I don't see no layer lines. Where are the layer lines? PDG, yeah, carbon fiber PET G. I have a soft spot for right now. That's what I'm putting all the Astromech stuff in, is carbon fiber PET G, the RCFO8. Okay, so we got like 13 minutes left on the stream. If you haven't entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, do that now. Link in the video description. And we're going to do the draw at the end of the stream. While you're down there, don't forget to like, smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. That's what I forgot to check. That's what I forgot to check. I wanted to check something. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Where did I put it? There it is. Okay. I needed to check something. That's what it is. Okay. So I need you. I wanted to check this. I kept forgetting to check this on a couple streams. The insulation that I put in the printer is supposed to be somewhat fire resistant. I haven't actually checked it. So we're going to check it. How are we going to check it? I'm going to light it on fire. Who has a really shitty print bed? Where did I put the really shitty print beds? Seabor? Sure, we'll go with Seabor. Yeah, we'll go with the Seabor, random Seabor bed. Why not? Okay. So apparently this stuff is supposed to be somewhat fire resistant. We'll find out. Jackster gifted 5 community memberships. Cheers and appreciated. Okay. So this is the insulation that is insulating the Venture XL right now. 1/2 inch ISO something rigid insulation. So it's not like closed cell. It's not like that closed cell stuff. So this is supposed to be somewhat fire resistant. So do this scientifically for this printer bed. That is, do I have a crappier printer bed I could do this on? I thought I had a crappier printer bed. I'm just doing it on a printer bed because it's metal. I don't want to waste a good printer bed. 4-1. What about you? No, you got PI on you. I mean, you're a junk bed, but... What about you? No, you're a good bed. What about you? No, you're a good bed. You got too many good beds. What are you? Core 1. Dang it, I got all good beds. I've thrown out all my shitty flex plates. I should have kept some of my shitty flex plates. Oh well. Okay. Fumes may be toxic. I got a fan blowing the fumes away from me. Also, you know, I smoked for a decade and everything, so we're not going to hit this hard. It's not like I'm going to sit here. I'm going to like just, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it does catch fire. But what about the 2, 3? Will it extinguish itself? Okay, it self-extinguishes at least. Yeah, it self-extinguishes, so. Like, here's the thing. If your printer actually has, like, fire in it, that's usually not a good thing. But it self-extinguishes, so. It's not fireproof. It's not meant to be fireproof. It's meant to be, like, not just, like, a spark hits it and it... Because that's the... This kind of foam... Ugh. This kind of foam you don't want to use for your printer. This kind of foam is like, yeah, no, don't use this foam. Don't use this foam to enclose your printer. So. Smells like marshmallows. Yeah. Like, and again, if you have an open flame in your printer, you're already kind of effed. You're already kind of effed if you have an open flame in your printer. So the fact that this will self-extinguish on a minor fire is good enough for me. Oh yeah, record the Prusa. Thank you for reminding me. There we go. B-roll. Everything's fine, printer. Yeah. I use fire as a chamber heater. Did you see, who here watched Graham's Print Fricks Friday video yesterday? Where Buddy like hooked up a heater inside his printer and literally melted all the plastic parts on his X1. Literally melted all the plastic parts on his X1. It's like, you can't get replacements of that stuff. It's like a toasted marshmallow. ASA bed temperatures will melt PETG parts on the tool head. Well, don't put PETG parts in your tool head. So right now the chamber is actually sitting at a 50 degrees. Considering how big the print volume of that thing is, the fact that this is a hotter chamber than like my X1 got. 50 degrees Celsius ain't bad. On just beds, no fans. That ain't bad. On a printer that big, that ain't bad. Just because the heater has temp protection doesn't mean your X1 does. Yeah. Well, at least your thermal runaway on an X1 kicks in after like a couple seconds instead of, you know, 3 minutes like it used to. Yeah, there's a reason the Voron Discord groups... Yeah, there's a reason we do not allow talking about chamber heaters on the Voron Discord. It's one of those things, if you know what you're doing, you shouldn't need a Discord for help. And if you are looking for help, there are dedicated Discords for that. Vorons are not designed to operate with chamber heaters. They are not designed with that in mind. The stock design will not handle that extra heat, and bad things will happen. If you know what you're doing, you do you, fam. We're not going to stop you. But... there be dragons, and it's hard to regulate when you have an open forum where like, oh yeah, this guy's allowed to talk because he knows what he's talking about, but then you have little Timmy there who doesn't know what's going on and like just goes on AliExpress, buys a cheap heater and throws it in his Voron and melts it down. So Sheldon building nuclear reactors. It's one of those things, if you know what you're doing, you can do it. It's like, you know, a lot of 3D printing discords don't allow talk of 3D printing firearms. Okay. We don't allow it on the Voron Discord. On my Discord, I really don't care. Just don't share the files or tell people how to do it. Okay. Personally, I'm all for it. I just live in Canada, so I can't legally do it. You know, if it's legal to do where you live, you do you, fam. Who cares? The problem is when you have a forum that is global, you don't know how everyone's ages, you don't know everyone's locations, you don't know the legality of it in every jurisdiction. It just becomes a big nightmare in moderation. So it's a lot easier to just go, no. But if you have fun doing it, do it on your own time. There are plenty of dedicated communities for 3D printing firearms. Just because you are legally allowed to do it doesn't give you any legal right to join the Voron Discord and go, hey, look at my 3D printed firearms, right? That's against the rules on the Voron Discord. So the FGC Mark II actually has a restricted FRT, so it's not. The thing is, though, you need the license to manufacture the firearm. It's in the US. You are legally allowed to manufacture firearms as long as they're not like, you're not allowed to make machine guns and shit like that, right? But if you're allowed to manufacture, like, you can build your own AR, right? You can manufacture lower, whatnot, the FGC-9, as long as it has like a 16-inch barrel and it's, you know, as long as it's considered a normal firearm. In the US, you are legally allowed to manufacture for personal use. You're not allowed to manufacture and sell. You're not allowed to manufacture and give away. But you're legally allowed to manufacture for personal use anything that's considered like a regular firearm in the US. That's perfectly legal. And I got nothing against it. It's your, you know, your house, your rules. But, you know, here in Canada, you can't manufacture firearms without a license. And there's like a lot of rules. That personal use doesn't matter. Like, I've built an AR, but I bought a registered lower AR-15 lower receiver, and then I bought the rest of my AR and I put it together, and then I had to call the RCMP and be like, hello, Mr. RCMP, my, you know, my lower receiver is not a lower receiver, it is now a full-on firearm. And they're like, okay, how long's the barrel? And I had to do a bunch of stuff for it and whatever. And now it's a freaking Safe Queen. Ugh. Depends on the state. Yeah, I'm talking federal level, because I know freaking 50 states, you all got different rules. People need to be more discretion. I just find it really weird and kind of like a lot of the, I see a lot of people on Twitter, 3D printed firearms, and again, you know, you do you, fam. Your house, you know, your house, your rules. But it's like, a lot of them are doing it on like bamboos and machines that are connected to like the networks. And I'm like, isn't there like the people that like, you don't want your stuff being known, yet you're using a printer that broadcasts everything you do to a server? Those two things don't match up. He's a Safe Queen. Yeah, unfortunately, many of my pew-pews are Safe Queens right now. The rest, I sold them to Mike from Canmore. Mike from Canmore, he bought a bunch of mine, and then he went boating, and he had an accident. Under the days, people still go bow hunting. Safe Queen. Safe Queens are firearms that you own that you're not allowed to use. So like a couple years back, the Canadian government decided, hey, a bunch of these firearms are now restricted or prohibited. But the problem is a bunch of people already owned them. So like at some point we're going to come for them and give you money and we're going to take them away. But we haven't figured that out yet. So in the meantime, you can't do anything with it. Keep it in your safe. So I've got like a couple that just collect dust in a safe, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's shame about Mike's boating accident. So, okay, we got 1 minute to do the giveaway. I used to know a guy who had a Canada legal AK. One of like a couple. And it's like he was only ever allowed to shoot it at a police range. And he had a buddy who used to work on the force that would like bring him in every now and then so he actually could shoot it. It was full auto. And then he retired and he hasn't been able to shoot it in like 20 years. I only hunt with camera. I used to duck hunt. Ever used nozzle cams before? I have one printer with a nozzle cam. I think they're kind of cool for like a gimmick, but they're not really usable in the long term because the problem is most cameras on a printer are to monitor the print. And a nozzle cam, you can see the nozzle and everything within 1 inch of the nozzle. So like, as soon as you get a couple layers up, you can't see if your print's warping. You can't see like the overall status of the printer. You can't just like, you know, oh, hey, how's my print doing? Oh, hey, my print's doing pretty good. A nozzle cam, you don't get this. So if you're using 2 cameras, okay. But nozzle cam, I think, is very, I'm not going to say a gimmick, but it's niche. We'll go with niche. So I have a second cam. Honestly, a second camera to watch your filament is probably a better idea. An SKS. Do you know how many SKSs there are in Canada? I'm still pissed about my VZ58. Love that thing. Oh wait, sorry. I went boating and that fell off. There was a time in Canada you get a real HK G36 rifle. Yep. HK G36. We had Norinkos. For a while there, I had a Norinco M305B, which was an M14, single semi-auto M14, basically. I paid $300 Canadian for it used, and then I sold it for $400. I bought it $300 used, along with $300 worth of Norinco ammo. So I bought the rifle for $300, 1,000 rounds of .308 for another $300. I shot, it was a package deal, right? It was $600 for the whole thing. Shot it all. And then when I ran out of all the cheap ammo, I sold the rifle for $400. And it's a Norinco. It pots and pans metal, but it shot great. Freaking $400, like we had like $99 1911s from Norinco for a bit there. It was stupid. Norinco stuff was dirt cheap and ugly, but it was cheap. Okay, let's do this giveaway. So I know some people don't like the pew pew talk, so we'll get away from that. Okay, let's do this giveaway. If you did not enter, you will have another chance on Tuesday. Tomorrow, we'll have a fun little Twitch stream. We'll keep building the Gundam. Monday, there'll be a member stream. Tuesday, there'll be a regular stream. And then there might be a stream Friday because, you know, Christmas. Because next week, yeah, Friday's Boxing Day. I might do a stream. We'll see. That shook him out pretty good. I'm actually looking forward to see how that finishes. Okay. Save. Put up marbles. You have to be vocal about it. I'm not American, so the whole rights thing doesn't fly here because we don't actually have any legal right to own. It's a privilege, not a right. So like that whole, you know, Second Amendment thing isn't a thing up here. So I'm just more angry that something that I paid a fair market price for, I'm not getting that. Something that I purchased legally at fair market prices is being taken from me at not fair market prices without my permission. That's what I'm more angry about. So anyways, bots, that random. Which one are we gonna do? Let's do this one. Bots 233, bots, go! For the price you paid. I know, that's the only thing. Like, honestly, I haven't gone shooting in years, and like some of them, it's like, honestly, if I could get what I paid for them, I wouldn't mind, because it's an easy sale on some of them, but it's like, still, it's like, eh. Okay, how this works is if you win, you get a free hat. Wait, no, sorry. If you win, you get a free spool of filament from Polymaker, but if I pick your ball and you win, then you get a free hat. This one right here is looking very lonely. You look lonely. And star 12, if you win, you get a free hat with your spool of filament from Polymaker. Anyone else, if you win, you just get the spool of filament, which is still pretty cool. But it's actually $35 in credit for Polymaker. Like the smash button, ring the bell, and be subscribed to the channel. It actually greases your ball up and makes it go even faster. And I'm not going to say if you are a channel member, it's going to increase your odds. I'm not going to say it. Ooh, Jeff, you're lucky. You are lucky, Jeff. You might have sniped this. Jeff, you might have sniped this. You got a lead as long as you don't lose your momentum. Oh, Jeff. Oh, everyone else is falling off. Why is everyone falling off? My name is Jeff. Who's the actor who does that? Apparently, every time he like goes to a movie theater, or not a movie theater, a flight or whatever, anytime he gets like ID'd or anything, people will just like look at him and he's like, "My name is Jeff." Well, Jeff here like snuck out in front of everyone and like totally sniped it. Like, who's in second? Oh my god. Rigged. Rigged, I tell you, rigged. I just want to see how long it is for the second. Oh, there we go, finally. Okay, so congratulations, Jeff. You have won. You will get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. Woo! Golf claps in chat, everyone. Golf claps in chat. Okay. Open this up. Bring that over here. Do this giveaway page. One day, somebody will win the free hat. One day. I do it every stream, and we've been doing it for I don't know how long. It's been a couple years now. It's at least been 2 years since we've done the hat thing. And nobody has won it yet. So somebody has to win it. Somebody has to win it. Not today, not tomorrow, but one day somebody will win that free hat. Okay, so I think we're going to call it there. Let me turn off this heater because I don't need it anymore. So we're going to call it there. So again, big shout out to Polymaker for the spool of filament we gave away this stream and every stream. Links for them and more in the video description. Some of them, affiliate links, Polymaker. Polymaker has a sale on right now. Check them out. Also, GamerSubs has a sale on right now. Use code Canuck, save some money. And check out the other affiliate links as well. Sales as well going on. Happy fun times. Don't cost you anything extra. Go a long way to support the channel. And for those that gifted memberships to the channel, became a channel member yourself, or just donated to the channel, I thank you. Will not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. I'll post pictures of the print when it's done. Hopefully it finishes successfully. And I'll post pictures of that on the Discord and Twitters and whatnot. And Tuesday, I don't know what we're doing Tuesday yet. We might continue on with the stealth changer, but it's the last stream before Christmas. So we'll see. Don't forget, tomorrow there'll be a fun Twitch stream. We're building a Gundam, and then Monday will be a channel member stream. So if you're a channel member, Patreon supporter, or a Twitch sub, stay on the lookout for the link. Okay, calling it there. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I will see you in the future. Good night.